Hi everybody, it's Patti, Rockstar Mom. Welcome to my channel. As you can see from the title, today we're just going to chit chat. I have some things that I want to talk to you about. I have a whole list and I have some notes about something else. So we're going to talk about a few different subjects, things that have just been going on and happening, and just a hodgepodge of different things. We're going to talk about small businesses and how important it is right now to help those people. I also want to talk to you just a bit about a new jewelry company that I've found that I'm loving their jewelry, and I think it's something that many of you will like to do a shout out to a channel that I've been watching for a while that I think you will like. We're going to do a drawing for a couple of square hairbands, and a couple of more things that I may even give you a baby update on my new grandbabies that will be born in March. So let's start off with just talking about small businesses. I think during this pandemic, I don't have to tell you because you're hearing this a lot, but during the pandemic with so many small businesses struggling, did you hear that ice drop? I turned off the ice machine. I'm supposing that is ice that's still in the freezer trays that has decided to drop. Usually it's much louder than that and much longer. But anyway, with the holiday gift-giving season coming upon us, whether we're going into the stores, those of us who are going out, or we're ordering online, I think it's so important to try to support small businesses. You know, anytime we can. Certainly, it's not something that we can always do, but when we can, I hope you'll try to do that. And speaking of small businesses, I told you I had a jewelry line to talk to you about. The girls who started Square Hairbands live in Alabama, South Alabama, and one of the girls started a jewelry company recently. And her story is sort of funny. I think she went to school to be, or she got a degree in nutrition. By the way, her name is Marcia Kitchens, and her jewelry line is called Envy Designs, and her website is envydesigns.com, and I'll have all that below. But a while back, Marcia was looking for, I think she said a bracelet to wear with a particular outfit, and she couldn't find it. She couldn't find what she was looking for anywhere. And she thought, well, maybe I can make it. I'm sort of crafty. Maybe I could make it. And she got the supplies and she made the bracelet. And of course she wore it. And when people saw it, they were asking, where did you get it? And then when they found out that she had made it herself, would you make me one? Oh, but would you make it in this color instead of that color? And that's how Envy Designs started. She found that it was very, very therapeutic. And I think that for those of us who, there's some more ice dropping, for those of us who are crafty in the least, I know that when I craft, it takes my mind off of everything else that's going on in the world. I can just be in my own little moment right there while I'm creating. And that's what Marcia found, is that it was almost therapeutic for her. She wanted to send me some jewelry. And she told me that I could pick out whatever I wanted off of her website and she would send it to me. Well, I went on her website and I picked out a couple of pieces. And I'm going to show you what I picked out, but the funny story is I texted her back the two pieces that I wanted. I wanted some earrings and I wanted a necklace. And she thought I had made a mistake. She said, are you sure? Normally I see you wear chunkier jewelry, bigger jewelry, and you understand that these are petite, they're dainty. And I responded back to her, I know. Yes, I know. This is what I want. This is what I need right now, especially. because my lifestyle has changed too during this pandemic. I'm much more casual, and I'm not going to be wearing big chunky jewelry around the house or out to walk biscuit or to do my daily exercise walk. I'm just not. But here's what I chose and why I chose it. The first thing, and I hope you can see it, it is the sweetest little necklace that is, it's a blue beaded chain, and it's a double layers. They're connected in the back with a lobster claw clasp, and the longer of the two chains has like an upside down triangle. I'm not sure what that's called. And I'm going to put this paper up. Maybe you can see it better right there, the dangle. I'm sure this is on her website and you can get a better look at it. But it has the blue chain, the blue stone chain, and then the matching stone in the triangle. And the reason I wanted this particular one, well, there were others, but I like this one best for me, is some of you know that a few years ago Jim gave me this little tiny, delicate heart necklace, and I never take this off. The only time I ever take it off is when I take it off to clean it, and I put it right back on. So I wanted something that I could do that layering look with, but be dainty with it, not have it just overpowering everything. And I think that the little necklace that I selected from Marcia just layers perfectly with my heart that Jim gave me. It's just the right length. I tell you, it's so lightweight, it's so delicate, I can't feel that I have it on, which is another plus. So I'm loving this. The second thing I chose are these earrings that I'm wearing. These are silver and brass or copper, it looks like. And let's see, I hope they're shepherd's hooks. I hope that you can see that. They're about maybe 1.5 inches long, and let me see if that helps any at all. Maybe it does. Maybe you can see that. You do not know you have these earrings in your ears. They are so lightweight. Normally when I wear earrings during the day nowadays, I never wear them all day long. At some point they start bothering me and I can feel them and I just take them out. But I had these on yesterday, and last night I was getting ready for bed and I realized I already washed my face, and I realized that I still had these earrings on. They're so comfortable that I had forgotten I had them on. So I took them off. But I just, you can't feel you're wearing them. I love it. I love it. And the neat thing about Marcia and this jewelry line is that she can customize anything. Pretty much anything to your liking. So if you like this little necklace and you would rather have it in, say, pink, I suspect that she can do that for you. Maybe you see something that you like and it's in gold, but you want silver metals. She can do that for you because it's all handmade. She can do it for you. And even if there's something that you want that's not on her website, she can make it for you. And I think that's pretty neat. It's almost like having your own personal jeweler to make things that are one of a kind specifically for you. I'm loving Marcia's jewelry. EnvyDesigns.com. Marcia's offering us some special pricing just for us. So, and again, I'll have all of the information below in the Show More section under the video. But if you do want to order something, see something that you want from Marcia, there's a discount code for my viewers, and it's RXSTRMOM20. And what that means is you'll get 20% off of your order. Now, if your order totals a minimum of $49, Marcia will give you free shipping. And I think one thing you'll find about her jewelry too, if I haven't already said it, it's that it's very reasonably priced. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with her pricing, considering what you're getting. I think it's a good value for the money. speaking of Marcia and Julie and square hairbands, let's go ahead and have the drawing for, we're going to give away this week 2 square hairbands. So I'm going to film this. I haven't filmed it yet, but I'm going to film it using my iPhone so it may look a little bit different. And I'm going to insert it right here. And if your name is selected by random comment picker, go again to the show more box below this video, and there will be instructions for you to get in touch with Square Hairbands, and y'all can talk and figure out which color you want and which design, and they'll get it right on out to you. Okay, everybody, I'm at random comment picker, and I'm going to, I've copied the link and I am pasting it in. There we go. And then I'm going down to, and I apologize, I'm holding my camera with my left hand. Actually, my camera, not my iPhone. And I'm clicking on Get the Comments. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right. It says there was 882 comments. Okay, here we go. Haven't done this in a while. Start. And you don't see very many names, but trust me, it happened so fast it went through all those names. And the first name is Rebecca. Wow. Congratulations to you too, Rebecca. Wow, I was here when you started. Big congratulations. So congratulations, Rebecca. Now we're going to pick 2 winners, so we're going to go down here and get another one. Gigi McWayne. Well, congratulations, Gigi. Gigi says, gee, I stopped wearing high heels at 50. So congratulations to both of you. Remember, you have 1 week from the day this video goes public to claim your prize. Congratulations. They will get it right on out to you. So after a week, if you watch this video and see that your name was drawn, it's too late. You have 1 week to claim the prize. As long as I do these, I will do them from the very last video. I have one exception to that, and you'll know that when it happens. Let's talk babies. I think many of you know that my daughter and her wife are pregnant, and my daughter-in-law is carrying the babies. They're twins, a little girl and a little boy. They're due in March, and she's just doing great. We had another ultrasound this week, and it was one of the important ones where they can check for a lot of different things, and the babies seem to be doing just great. From day one, the little girl has been far more active than the little boy. The little boy's a little bit bigger than the little girl, but in fact, this ultrasound, the little girl has her hand out like this, like she's waving to me, and I'm convinced that she was waving to me. And no one can convince me of anything different. The little boy was hiding somewhere. You could see him off in the background, but they're doing fine. We're just beyond excited about this pregnancy. The little boy is, I can't tell you the names, but the little boy is named. The girl is not. They do have a pretty good idea on the girl's name, and I love both names. They're different, and they're good names. I believe that we should name our children good, strong names, whether they're male or female. Good, strong names. Pretty names, good, strong names. Give them something to work for. I think our name can lift us in many instances. So, updates on the babies. I'm sure most of you watch Wayne Goss here on YouTube, and if you do, you may have seen a video that he did, I believe last week, on filters. And I've never really thought a lot about filters. I know what filters are, but I don't know how to use them. I don't know how to access them, mainly because I've never really been interested in them. Filters are ways you can film on your camera when you're on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, or just social media in general. But it's a way you can fill, and sometimes it blurs out the skin, but it just makes everything look better. And I believe there are different degrees of filters, but what Wayne did is he wanted to make the point in this video of the fact that, especially in this beauty community, a lot of content creators will hold product up to show you, and you are under the impression that that product is responsible for how their skin looks. Their skin may be totally flawless with not a line or a wrinkle on it, when in fact that's not the case. It's that the filter and the degree of the filter is just blurring everything out. And what Wayne does in this video is he does a split screen. It's fascinating to watch. I will link it below, and I hope that at some point you will go watch that, because we need to have our eyes open to things like this. And I so appreciate Wayne doing these types of videos from time to time. But what he does in this video is he takes the split screen, and on one side of the screen you see Wayne applying his makeup. And then on the other side you see Wayne applying his makeup. It is identical. But on this one side, he applies filters to different degrees. And by the time he gets his makeup on, you cannot imagine the difference that the filters made. It's laughable. And I think, and Wayne's point is that, and I'm going to tell you a story about falling into that trap myself. We see content creators reviewing products, really thinking, and legitimately so, that our skin or we are going to look just like that person if we buy that product and use it. And that's just not always the case. I have watched content creators here on YouTube before that I didn't know. For some reason, their video would stand out to me when in my feed, and I'm going, there is no way anyone's skin can be that perfect. It is absolutely perfect. And I know now that more than likely it was a filter. To be perfectly clear with you and honest with you, if I turned this light off, I would look different. I don't know of any creator here on YouTube who does not use lighting of some sort. It may be the natural sunlight. They may have wonderful sun coming in a window, and it may be that they film in front of that window. And they do it to keep the shadows off of their face. A lot of people are filming in rooms that do not have good sunlight, and I'm one of them, and I film with a light. Some people use ring lights. I use something a little bit different. Some people use those big umbrella lights, but we use lighting of some type just to keep the shadows off of our faces. It's not to enhance our looks. It's not to try to fool you. Well, think about this. Your local news channel, your 5 o'clock news in the afternoon, you know that studio is full of lights shining on those newscasters sitting at those desks, and it's to take the shadows off of their faces. If you've ever seen a newscaster out in public and they and you look at them and you go, oh, well, I know that's who you are, but gosh, you sure do look better on television. Or maybe you look younger on television, but you look different in person. That's what's going on. That's what it is. I am fortunate that I have run into several of you out in my day-to-day life and in my travels. And one thing that I always ask you is, do I look in person the way I look in my videos? And so far, every person has said, yes, you really do. You are exactly the way I thought you would be. You look exactly the way I thought you would look. So that makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm doing what I should be doing, that I'm not deceiving you in any way. Listen, I've got wrinkles and I've got lines and I have sagging. And that's just it. I've had no fillers. I've had no cosmetic surgery. What you see is what you get. I hope you'll go over and watch that particular video of Wayne's. I think you'll get a kick out of it too. And thank you, Wayne, for doing that. Talking about that Wayne Goss video, here's my little personal story. And I know you've done it too. We all see things and we buy them thinking we're going to love them. And we really don't research them for ourselves. And that's why I try to tell you, anytime I show you something, I want you to do the research on that product yourself to make sure that it's something that you think will work for you. So I was watching a week or so ago, Lisa D1, and I know so many of you know Lisa. And in that video, Lisa showed a eyeshadow palette that she had picked up at Ulta, and she was wearing it. And Lisa, oh my gosh, Lisa is just one of the most beautiful women. And she had the palette on her eyes, and they were grays, and oh my gosh, as usual, it was just beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Well, what's funny, and going back to Wayne Goss, is before the filter video, Wayne did a video on his new eyeshadow palette and its grays. And one of the things he talked about was the fact that he makes his makeup for every age woman, from that young girl all the way up to the 70, the 80, the 90-year-old. Any age can use them, and I so appreciate that in Wayne. I've never bought any of his products because they are a little bit pricey. But when I looked at that palette, it was grays, and I do like grays. For the past year or so, I've been liking grays on my eyes. I was absolutely going to splurge and buy that eyeshadow palette. I went online, and they were not selling it yet. When it was available, I would order it. Here comes Lisa. And she has this ColourPop Baroque palette that she shows, and she has on her eyes. And her eyes are beautiful. I wasn't looking at the colors in that palette. I was looking at Lisa's eyes. She didn't do a tutorial. She just did one of those, I have this on today type things. I stopped watching that video. I went online, and there it was. I ordered it. About an hour later, I get a text on my phone that my Ulta order is ready for curbside pickup. I jumped in the car, head to Ulta. Pulled up, let them know I was there, rolled my back seat window down. They came out, threw it in the back seat. I drove off, came home. The next day, I decided I would film a video, which you haven't seen yet, putting that eyeshadow on. And when I tell you that I look like a clown, I look like a clown. I am pretty sure that I will at some point post that video because it's funny. But see, I wasn't in the store. Had I gone in the store to buy that, I would have looked at it and I would have known immediately that that palette was not for me. Those colors were way too dark for me. There was no way on my hooded, crepey, somewhat crepey eyelids that those colors would work for me. And in that video, you'll see that I tried and tried and tried to make it work, and I just couldn't. It's going back. I've got to figure out how to return it without going in the store. So I'm going to investigate that and see if I can do it curbside. I'm not sure if I can, but I'll figure that out. But that's why it's so important to make sure when we're ordering things, we want to be somewhat confident that that product will in fact work for us and our skin, because we're all different. And I've said this so many times before, not every single product works on every single person. And by the way, if you're hearing a little chirping sound, this has been going on in my house all morning long. I have looked at every square inch. I can't figure out where it's coming from. It may be outside. It's so muted, but my microphone may be picking it up. But it's just a real faint chirping sound. There was a point this morning when I thought maybe I was going crazy, but I just can't locate what it is here in the house. I sort of suspect it may be outside or next door or upstairs even. I don't know. I'm hoping you don't hear it. But I know this microphone that I use is pretty sensitive, so you may. All right, let me tell you about this channel that I hope you'll go check out. I know so many of you do arts and crafts, and you're artists. Or you knit, you sew, you like to do things with your hands. And I watch a lot, there it goes again. I watch a lot of arts and crafts type videos. And I found this channel probably back in the spring, and I absolutely love it. And what I love about it is that she works really only in paper, and when I tell you the name of the channel, you'll understand. But you never see her face. You see her hands, and she shows you how to make the projects that she makes. And she's very clear, and she's very precise, and she doesn't ramble. She is right to the point on how to do everything. She gives you the exact measurements. I adore her. I adore the style of video that she does. A lot of the things she does, you can do with scraps. And you can do with products that you have at home. If you're any kind of a crafter at all, you probably have things that you can substitute, and she tells you that. And I was watching her video just a few days ago, and it's the one I'm going to link for you because it is a gift that people who are right now a little bit tight on money, and they don't have a lot of money to spend on Christmas gifts, but they want to give small things, a gift that is so easy to make and so inexpensive. And what it is a tiny little long box that has cellophane on one side of it. And it's a pretty paper, floral paper. And inside she puts either 3 or 4 of the little Dollar Tree battery operated voltives, because those little things are things that we can all use at some point in time, and they're just a sweet little gift to give a friend, to give a neighbor, to give anyone. And she figured that she already had the scraps that she used to make the box, and that little gift cost her $2. Those little voltives come 2 to a pack, and they're $1 for a pack. So that little gift cost her $2 to make, and it looked like something you would buy in the store. All of the things that she makes are not cheesy. I think a lot of things that we make are cheesy. They're not gifts that a lot of people, and I know I'm guilty of this, things I make, I have to be really, really careful, because a lot of things look like they've been homemade. And I know a lot of people like to receive homemade gifts, but what she does, and she does an awful lot of craft fairs back before the pandemic, and she talks about what sells and what doesn't sell. So if you like to do craft fairs and you're looking for projects to do at craft fairs, she's your girl to go to. But her name is Sherry, and her channel, and I'm looking down to make sure I have it right, her channel is called, there's the ice again. I've got the chirping and I've got the ice dropping. Her channel is called The Posh Paper Lady, and she puts videos up on a very regular basis. She does a lot of premieres, so you'll see those where you can interact with her when she is actually filming that video. I don't think I've ever watched one of her premieres. I'm not a big premiere person, but you can watch it after the premiere and see it in its entirety, and just go show Sherry some love. And I tell you what, I don't know if Sherry knows who I am. Probably not. Even though I've commented under a few of her videos, I don't even know how big her channel is. I don't know how long she's had her channel. I just know I like it. And as being a crafter and being someone who likes to do things with my hands, which I'm going to show you something right now that I've been doing with my hands. Maybe you have seen it over here in the background and wondered what was going on at my dining room table. Let me get it for you. Okay. Now, I have these are 3 that are almost finished. And I got this idea on YouTube, and actually I got this idea last year. And I bought everything to make them, and then I decided to do something different, more ice falling. And that ice maker is off. I decided to do something different last year, so I went up to my storage room because I knew I had all this already. Didn't have to go out shopping for it. But these are big ornaments that you can use outside on your porches or hanging from trees or wherever. And you just have to be careful with the lights you use to make sure they're for outdoors. But these are going to be hanging. You know, we have this long porch on the front of our condo, and I have one of those dark blue lights that shines all the different colors on the face of the building. So it's going to be the dark blue light. Picture that, and then I'm going to have these hanging, and I'm going to have probably some kind of ribbon. I've got to go through all my stuff to hang them with. And Jim is going to get up and hang them from the rafters at various heights on the porch. But this is what they look like. This is the battery pack, and I already had these lights. I ordered them off of Amazon last year, and these lights are the fairy lights that are battery operated, but they also have remote controls. So this is, let me tell you what this is. It is 2 plastic bowls from the Dollar Tree that I super glued and then I hot glued on top of them to make it stick instantly to connect it. And then on the very bottom, and I'm trying to hold on to the battery pack and hold this at the same time, but this is a lid from a sugar bowl at the Dollar Tree that I just glued on the bottom. And that is one of them, and they've got the fairy lights on. So that's one bowl, and this is another one. Whoops. Don't fall here. I've got one that wants to roll off. So this is the other one. This was 2 plastic trays from the Dollar Tree. And I had this from the Dollar Tree already in my stash. This beaded type stuff. I don't even know what it's called, but it's sticky. And it looks like it's trying to come off. I'm going to have to do something about that. But see, it's thin. So that's that one. And then the other design that I have, I've got to reach for it. These are those great big salad bowls. And by the way, these lights have a little remote control, and because they're all the same lights, I can't remember how many strands I ordered, but you get a little remote control with each strand, but one remote control will control all of them, but they have, it looks like 8 different twinkling modes on them. I'll leave the link for these fairy lights below in case you need some. So this is this, and I did those, but on the bottom of this one, oops, on the bottom of this one, maybe you can see that, this was a little plastic bowl from the Dollar Tree, like a relish dish or something. I see some hot glue strands I need to get off. And it may be easier to show you on this one. What I did is I sort of, about halfway through, realized I could have done something a little bit easier, but this was one of the first ones. I took a metal skewer, a shish kebab skewer, and one of the oven gloves to hold it with, and I turned the gas flame on my stove, and I heated up the tip of that skewer, and I poked it through what is the top of the ornament. It would be the bottom of the bowl, and I did a big enough hole, maybe 1/4 of an inch, so that I could then feed the lights through. And once the lights are through, I've got to figure out now how to secure this. Number one, I want to make sure that however this is secured, I have to be able to use the remote control. It has to be able to trigger it to turn on, but also how to hang them. So that, after I'd made a couple of them, I thought, oh, I should have thought about this sooner. So what I did, okay, here's another one, and it's different bowls from the Dollar Tree, and the same little on the end. Now I'm going to have probably a bow here to cover up that battery pack, and then probably a ribbon to hang it from the rafter. But I knew I had to have a hook or something here, and I haven't put the lights in this one yet. But before I glued it on this bottom one, I took just some regular florist wire and I doubled it over, and instead of one hole, I made 2 holes. And I fed it through and twisted it to make a loop, something to hold on to, before I actually glued it together. And I'll figure out how to redo these and make it work. I already have an idea in my mind on how to do it that'll make it work. But are these not just the most fun ever? And look, you would not even have to put the little bottom piece on it. I think you could hang them like this. You could hang them like this. And doing something like this, you've got, except for your lights, obviously, you've got $2 into that. $2. Add something on the bottom of it, you've got $3, as you know, and then whatever your ribbon is, or however you choose to hang it. $3. These are just the cutest things ever. I worked on these yesterday, and last night after it got dark, and it gets dark so early here now, 5 o'clock, it's pitch dark out there, we went out and we turned the blue light on to see what was going to happen, and then Jim stood on the porch and held these up, one of them, or actually I think he had one in each hand, so that we could see what it was going to look like from the street. And it is darling. Had a neighbor see it and just walking by, and they said, "What are you doing? How did you do that?" $2. Made it myself. I mean, you could hang these from anything. You could maybe tie a big bow on it and hang it, under your outdoor lights. Just use your imagination. Be crafty. Like I said, I put a bead of E6000 around the edge. I'll show you on something smaller real quick. These are, again, $1 a piece at the Dollar Tree. I don't know what they are, just some kind of little bowl, but I went all the way around the edge with a bead of E6000, or you could use any kind of strong glue, and then I ran on top of it a bead of hot glue. And then, you could put lights in that and hang it. How cute would that be? You just use your imagination. Or it could go that way or that way. Put another one on top up here. Use your imagination. All right, that's it. I want to thank Marcia from Envy Designs for sending me the jewelry, and I hope you'll go over and visit Marcia's website and pick out some pretty pieces of jewelry, either as a gift or something special for yourself for Christmas or for the holidays. Don't forget to be kind. Know that I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.